Oh, hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Dylan,
hmm
how would you describe your world?
Um,
Is it a vampire?
fuck.
You
Damn
fuck,
it.
you
I knew that
motherfucker!
fucking. You know what I was? You know what I was? Is that I
You're a
judged
little
you.
bitch. That's what you were.
I
You
thought
were a
that it would
little.
be a Zwan lyric. I really did. Because before I read this research, I forgot about Zwan, and then I got
Oh,
angry all over again because
Swan. And by the way,
pre-internet, you just had
oh
to listen to certain things, and if you liked rock music in the year 2001, you wanted Limp Bizkit more than fucking you wanted
yeah,
Air,
exactly. I
and
don't
they
want to
were
talk
like,
about.
"Nope, Swan."
Yeah, I would like all my rock music to center around fire, pussy, and fights. What's like, did you say parchment and emotion? No, and they're like, well, check out Swan.
And it's
Ladies and
so funny
gentlemen,
that the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins is the guy who's like, "I'm gonna invest in this fucking shit where they cut each other," and the guy from Korn is like, "Take care of your mental health."
yeah, exactly. Yeah, corner all. Hey, we're Christian, but we're hippie Christian, so it's your body, your choice,
Yeah.
and whoever you love, God loves you too. And the guy from Smashing Pumpkins is like, check. You should have checked your mental health in 1993. If you didn't, fuck you. Suicide's bad. All right,
Beef
but
up
I'm
or
Nick
ship
Aldis.
out, pussy. This is the
Yeah,
NWA.
keto, 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 keto.
We, of course, this week, I'm Dylan Gott, by the way. That
I
is John
am John
Hastings. There you
Hastings.
go.
We are
And we are
talking
talking
about Billy
about.
Corgan.
Whoa, that was almost in sync. That was cool.
Oh, okay. Dylan, if you had to guess, would you say that Billy Corgan, if he was a teenager now, would be an incel in the manosphere, a proud boy, or all three?
So this is interesting because I look at Billy Corrigan's life and it's like, I honestly see like some of us because it really does
He's a
bear out.
confident dork, is what he is. He's a
It bears out what
confident.
a wrestling fan is. You're a nerd, but also you were just like okay at sports. Not
Yeah.
good, okay, and you just like sports a lot, and then you like the other thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, so what do you do in your off time?" And he's like, "Movies, never seen one. I watch professional sports, and I very in tune with the you guessed it, masculine side of being a man. I am a man. I am a truck. I will run you over."
That's right. I am not just a man. I have wolf DNA. All men have wolf DNA. I am part wolf. That is why my singing is so good because you're not hearing the songs of a bird. You're hearing the howl of a wolf. I'm an alpha. That's what Corgan means in Italian. Did you know that, Dylan?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Billy Corgan is just Billy Corgan would be annoying as fuck to go to high school with, and also I guarantee Dylan and I, if we met Billy Corgan, would get hired by the NWA and bully him. It's that weird thing of he is a wrestling nerd, but like he's a wrestling nerd, but also an art rock superstar. So I just feel like it's like, yeah, but you're like, fuck you, Billy. Like, fuck you.
It's really weird, isn't it? That
You're
he's
in
like,
Swan. Like, it's just like, we're going to go
mm,
through his, but I need everyone to remember this. The man is in Swan. The man is in Swan and rightly fired Jim
"Hey,
Cornette.
John,
Go
right
ahead.
now, I'll give you 5 seconds. Come up with a name for a band."
The Jackhammer Boys.
That's good. You know what that's better than is just putting a fucking
Swan.
Z in front of the word
Zed.
swan.
It's Zed. It's Zed. You bitch. Do not bow to the Americans.
All right, I've been singing the alphabet song to my son to calm him down while he changes diaper, and just the fact that we put fucking Z just to ruin that goddamn song. X
Hey,
Y Z.
yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck everything. Fuck. I
Stop
hate the
it.
world.
Can I please use this for a bit? I've been writing a bit about how Americans call it Z just because they'll just try anything.
It
Like you
works
just
better.
Can I please use this for the alphabet song? Can I please?
Oh, hey, the zebra.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I think that's been done before.
By who?
I'm sure someone like
I googled
it's so
it. I
fucking.
googled.
You googled it.
I googled like.
Well, it's my joke. Fuck it. We're put Hobson, Christopher Hobson, the lovely Christopher Hobson. Cut this out. Use it, and then when John uses it as a bit, I'll fucking Dane
Yeah,
Cook, Louis C.K.
please
him.
do. I would.
Which
I would
means
really
that
like
John will be
I am
not liked
impressed.
for it, but then years later, I did something nasty.
that. That's exactly how our career trajectories are going to go. What do you guys?
Mm.
Are we gonna? We're gonna cut out the bit we just discussed so it doesn't ruin our TikTok output. But I want everyone to know Dylan just revealed that he is the Louis C.K. of this podcast, and I am the
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
except
that
for, as they all
my
say,
politics are actually much worse, but Dylan did a bad thing.
yeah. John is very open about his politics. You do not have to read between the lines.
Yeah, there is no reading between the lines. It's also it's off-putting in a lot of ways. Speaking of off-putting, let's talk about the idea that Paul Heyman and Billy Corgan hung out a lot in 2001.
I really like the story of how Paul Heyman walks into
I
basically Shark
love it
Tank with the
so
dumbest pitch.
much. This is jumping way ahead. So when
No, we should talk about the episode first. First of all, the episode we're gonna be freeform conversation because no one wants to hear what we fucking think about the hit album that the Smashing Pumpkins had, and then everything else was like, wait a minute, maybe they suck. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, but like one fucking crazy good album. I'm trying to kind of come up with. I mean, maybe the Smashing Pumpkins are like a really successful version of the Boondock Saints. And I don't know if you watch the Boondock Saints. I don't know if you listen to,
that's exactly what they are.
where it's like he has that the fucking double album, great double album, but then nothing really good afterwards. But also the weird thing about the Boondock Saints, if anyone here watches that, I don't know. I just always assume people are exactly our age, but if you watch the Boondock Saints and you're like, whoa, it's like Reservoir Dogs, but they fucking get to the fucking point. Then you watch it again and you're like, oh, there's like a bunch of really bad racial overtones here.
Oh, thank God.
It's just a bartender from Boston. You're like, can you believe that? And I'm like, now that I watch it, I can.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness and also the Boondock Saints are a great fucking comparison, by the way, Dylan, because they're basically both things for like, hey, do you like arty cool indie movies? Yeah. Do you like oh no, do you like arty cool indie movies? No. Well, this kind of looks like one, so you'll like it, but not like so you'll feel indie but aren't, and it's the same thing with the Smashing Pumpkins. It's like it feels edgy and weird, but it's actually just pop music just done by a guy who's going, yeah.
Yeah, and his dad, I mean, obviously, his dad's a musician and isn't really in his life.
Of course.
And you know what was? And Billy Corgan
I sold a bunch of albums. Do your parents love you? And you're like, I do not know where they are. Like I don't know what Tom Brady's parents did to him behind closed doors because they maintain that they just encouraged him. But Tom Brady acts like every night before he went to bed, he had to physically fight his dad. Like his dad took off his shirt and just went, "You're 3 now. You need to learn what pain is," and then punted Tom Brady. Yeah, of course. Billy Corgan keeps trying to own his hobbies. I like rock music.
I like that.
I'll own it. I like wrestling. I'll own it.
But that's the thing. The part where it's good to be a nerd is this guy didn't have any he was around a lot of people with horrible substance problems, but he never had any himself seemingly. So that helps you own your hobbies.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, he first makes his big appearance in wrestling at ECW in 2000. He was apparently, he never invested in it because he felt he didn't know enough about the business at the time. Although at one point towards the end of very smart ECW, Paul Heyman and him had a meeting. Dylan, would you like to read from the research how this meeting went? Because it is truly fantastic.
So I don't know if anyone here, it's Dragons. It's Shark Tank in the States? Is it Dragons Den in the UK and Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is his Dragons Den pitch.
Canadian Dragons Den by far. It's fucking wild.
The Canadian Dragons Den is hilarious because they don't have enough good ideas. So a guy comes in, he's like, "What about a fucking hockey stick? But I fucking hit you with it." And the guy's like, "I'll invest in that," because they have to invest in a certain amount. And it's the only guy with money is the dude who invented Boston pizza. And if you're not from Canada, that's right. They fucking have a chain here that's like, you know who does pizza really well? The Irish.
Yeah, the people of Boston. The whites of Boston.
How about this? A sand pizza. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, Boston pizza, by the way. How do you know you're doing comedy in Canada? You're getting drunk in a Boston pizza with a Filipino man.
There's a lot of Filipino people in Canada, and that's why John left.
And I got news for you. The people of that Boston pizza, because you're in rural Ontario, not happy to see either of you. They're more not happy to see me because I look like I'm from the city, and they do not like that.
They don't fucking like. There's 3 cities in Canada. Anyway, he has a meeting with Paul Heyman in a deli. Paul Heyman basically goes, "I want $1 million from you." And then Billy Corgan says, well, what will that buy me in the company? And then Paul Heyman says 10%, which is an evaluation of $10 million for ECW. Billy Corgan says, I know how fucking math works, Paul, and just leaves, which is like...
Yeah, the company... What did Paul Heyman eventually get out of it? Like $100,000? He basically got payroll. Everyone got paid. So...
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is that's what Billy Corgan essentially was offering was 10 Gs. He was like, this company isn't worth 10 Gs. I'll give you 10 Gs. And it's like,
yeah.
But the funny thing is that they rejig the books and call it TNA almost. And Billy Corgan's like, yeah, I'll give you $3 million.
But it was slightly different. TNA had TV, all that sort of stuff. It was also 2000. Billy Corgan was also, and this is hilarious, working on Zwan. But by the time he's in TNA, music is basically, he's moved on from it. He's making money as a producer and sort of as an act who can go out and do a reunion theater tours. But that's...
Yeah, and much like comedy, one of the unspoken things about music is you get a ton of money from writing songs. So he just wrote a bunch of songs for people who weren't bald, weird-looking people.
Yeah, like he apparently wrote most of Courtney Love's music is Billy Corgan, and there's like a bunch of backroom deals, so it's just one of those things where it's like, cool. You get a bunch of money. Yeah, it's like how you've always wondered, hey, how did Motorhead keep being a band? Because they never sold any records, and they were kind of just played small rock clubs, and then you're like, oh, Lemmy wrote all of No More Tears for Ozzy Osbourne, so it's just, he just every 6 months gets like $800,000 in royalties. So he's just like, I want to have a band. That's what I spend this on.
Mm-hmm. So ECW basically, this had a big influence on me when I was younger, but ECW did one thing where Billy Corgan hit Louis dangerously with a guitar and then got fucking eradicated by Rhino.
I don't remember this at all. Was this in the dying
Billy
day?
Corgan got fucked up. Billy Corgan got fucked up.
But this is in your favorite time ever for Rhino being a wrestler, because this is when Rhino famously says to Rob Van Dam, I'm going to make you eat your face and then shit your face.
Yes. I'm going to make you... He says it to New Jack. He says, I'm going to rip off your face and shove it off your ass, so the next time you shit your own face. And that is how you use swearing in wrestling. Just made no fucking sense.
That's how you write a fucking song, Billy Corgan. The world is my face's shit.
So what I'm going to do is actually, if you want to talk more about Billy Corgan, because I'm going to look this up, because in the MTV article that's attached by the beautiful Christopher Hobson, it doesn't have any reference to Rhino fucking him up, but I distinctly remember that.
Yeah,
I distinctly remember Billy Corgan.
In the aftermags was that Billy Corgan appeared, because I remember being like, oh, ECW's in trouble, because I was in my teens, and before you'd read about porn stars appearing at the ECW arena, and then it's Billy Corgan. It's like, well, and in my head I was like, well, I bet you have to pay the porn stars, but you don't have to pay Billy Corgan. And that's what I was like, that's trouble.
But like at this point, it was like, so it's 2000, it's year 2000, we're 15.
Yeah, we're singing the song in the year 2000 by Silverchair. In
but
the
like,
year 2000. I'm so sorry.
More than anything in the world, I wanted a professional wrestling fan that wasn't white trash. And a public one, like a celebrity that liked professional wrestling just to make it okay.
Like the only people in media at this time that liked pro wrestling that weren't in pro wrestling were the character Joe Dirt in the movie Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt, underrated.
One of the very underrated. One of the sub characters on the show, Reba, briefly trained to be a wrestler,
yes,
but did not follow. That is it. Like are you a wrestling fan? And then someone would literally assume that you suffer from something that would mirror severe debilitating brain damage.
So I remember this. So it was not Rhino. Louis dangerously fucked him up with the phone, and then Just Incredible stands tall over Steve Corino, because this is definitely Steve Corino, the hardworking babyface, and Billy Corgan. Oddly, the other big angle with a musician was Steve Corino getting fucking laced with a guitar by Fred Durst on stage. But
That's not a thing that happened.
Yeah, it was 100%.
No.
Yeah, Steve
Oh,
Carino
okay, I
got
believe it.
back when Steve Carino was like in the yellow singlet, and it was kind of like, oh, he's the guy everyone beats the fucking shit out of. It's so weird that Steve Carino never did anything basically beyond.
Steve Carino. Also, no one talks about the amount of heat him and Justin Credible had towards the end of ECW. It's the weirdest thing of like everyone views that era as being very strange, and it's like it was a bit odd because they lost Taz, but Justin Credible, Steve Carino, and the network with Rhino, they were fucking awesome. The Impact players, oh, I fucking loved it. Posing over people, Don Marie just showing the cleave, and then fucking Lance Storm being so boring. Oh,
It
great.
was never. That's the weird thing about ECW that like, and I think about a lot of indies that like, you do get tired of people pretty quickly, and it is dope that they like inadvertently cycled people out. But obviously by 99 2000, like 98 certainly ratchets it up, but 99 2000 the arms race for wrestling talent got to be too much and just like fucking destroyed them. But yeah, I mean both angles with big musicians at the time, and this looked like it was going to be big because like, you know, Corgan did a good job, and it was like looked like Billy Corgan could become one of the owners of ECW. But it's just crazy that it's like, who's the guy who's going to invest in ECW? Oh, it's the guy who writes like this really long, whiny, like you can't even use any of his songs unless
so
it's
funny.
for a heel. Like,
yeah, or like Don Marie, but because it's ECW, they would play the song Zero. Don Marie would walk out, and then New Jack would shoot her with a gun. Like it would be.
New Jack
Here's
would,
the thing
yeah, they
that's
have to
so
new Don Marie every week. Go for it.
Is that like this is all pre-internet wrestling, but I also think if it had been the internet wrestling era, people would have just bullied Billy Corgan on Twitter into buying ECW.
Yeah, and I'm
like, but
if it's now, then there's ECW certainly a lot bigger of a product because ECW.
Oh my god, because ECW basically invented viral wrestling compilations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ECW arena. We're doing Botchamania, but it's on purpose, and someone's gonna get HPV. like what? In 30 years, there'll be something called TikTok, and people will do what we did with wrestling to everything. It'll destroy the economy and make people fascist. But also, look at Francine's Norky Borky.
And yeah, and it would have been fun to see Paul Heyman go through the how to get someone's money 101 playbook with a guy with,
oh my god,
with a ton
because
of money. Where it's like,
it is crazy.
You get to suck off the Sandman. I don't want to do that. Okay,
you
how about this?
$1,100, or I'll tell you, or I'll tell Tommy.
Yeah, he's always asking for such a weird amount of money.
Yeah. I need $875, or guess what? Taz is going to get your pager number.
For $1 million, you own 10% of the company. No, Paul. Okay, how about this? 6 tables, 4 folding chairs, and half a ring.
How about this? You give me $10,000, or I'm going to make Joey Styles go on the roof of the ECW arena, and he's going to just talk about what he believes in.
I'm going to tell everyone that you know Balls Mahoney, and in time that will be a scarlet letter on your name.
Yeah. Bear in mind that if you aren't careful, I'm just going to let Toe Cold Scorpio know about you, and he'll for some reason have sex in your room.
So this is around Zwan time. This is basically like
No. We're not calling it Zwan time.
It was Zwan time. This is Zwan podcast now. But this is all about Zwan featuring some wrestling.
Everybody.
Welcome to Zwancast. But this is around the time of Zwan. So basically what I want to get across is people are realizing maybe the Smashing Pumpkins aren't going to like have anything. And also he like publicly breaks up with the Smashing Pumpkins. The last 2 albums they have after, or their big one, Melancholy Sadness and the Loser Patrol, are doing much worse.
Was the name of this podcast before I joined.
The fucking Super Sick Swole guys and the fucking Shit Patrol.
Welcome to the Loser Patrol. It's me, Dylan, and I'm peeing.
Welcome
have
to
boogers
asking
on my
women.
shirt.
Asking women who left me why with John. That'd actually be a sick podcast.
I mean, yeah, I got to tell you, there's a couple of we
Why?
could really get some stories.
Why though?
Yeah,
Uh,
why? Why were you so mean to me? I was so nice. I let you pay for all of the drinks. That's a pleasure.
but I want to
Being
like.
good is a pleasure, Dylan. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge that it's a pleasure, Dylan.
Ooh, it is a pleasure. The original
Thank
Roman
you.
Reigns.
That's right. I'm the head of the table, and also for some reason I hang out with my two cousins or nephews. I can't remember, but I hate them.
Oh, the nephews? Yeah, I mean, I fucking beat the shit out of my family all the time.
Yeah, you do. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to my fucking sister's house and beat the shit out of her fucking husband.
Yeah, it is weird. But Dylan also doesn't know what beat the shit out of means. Dylan just thinks that means eat all their food when they're not home.
Yeah, that just means like stay for like a long time.
Yeah. That's just like you sit in weird parts of the house.
It's 11 p.m.
Have
and
you
I
ever
gotta
had-
like get up tomorrow. Nah,
Yeah, okay. I'll
I'm
I'll
beating
go.
you up.
I once saw this as an alpha move. I was at a friend's house
Mhm.
and they had a uncle over, and they were like, "We're gonna have dinner. Are you staying for dinner?" He's like, "Nope." And they were like, "Okay, are you gonna go?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go after this episode of Law and Order." And so he just watched a episode of Law and Order while I had dinner with that family. And then
That's
the
good
episode
stuff.
the episode ended. He got up, no goodbye, just left.
That's why I like people who do exactly what they fucking want to do, bitch.
I do not
I like
because
it.
I don't.
My stepdad does that all the time, where he's like, "Do you have anything you need to fix?" And they were like, "No," and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
All right, well then I'll talk to you like a fucking loser. I could be fucking using a hammer instead of
He
fucking
is
talking to this
legitimately
fucking
Ron
fool.
Swanson. Like that is said a lot in the mid 2000s, but if he's visibly upset unless there's manual labor involved. Right now he has a job. It's not a job. He's just helping a guy renovate his basement he met on the street for 4 hours a day. He's like, "Got to do drywall today." And everyone's like, "Oh, what are you getting paid for that?" He's like, "I'm getting paid and having to do drywall. I love it."
I'm getting paid and not having to fucking be around here. That's what I'm gonna
I stay busy and I stay swole. He doesn't say
Yeah.
that. But anyway,
Does he yell wolf blood and then just kiss a mural he has of, who's that bearded guy with the weird calves that's on the internet that claimed he broke both of his legs and is in the Navy SEALs? Oh, I can't remember his name.
oh, is that his name Jocko?
Mike Balzarian. Oh, there is also a guy
Dan
named
Bilzerian.
Dan Balzarian. That fucking
Dan
guy.
Bilzerian's dope. He's just fucking made up a whole thing.
Oh
It's
my
great.
god, Dan Bilzerian. It's the
Dan
like,
Bilzerian's what pro wrestling used to be. Just a rich guy who doesn't want you to know he got his money.
That's
from his
exactly
dad.
it. Billy Corgan basically. Billy Corgan replaced the Dan Balzarian type in wrestling. Before Billy
Yeah.
Corgan, who's just a wrestling fan, the owners of wrestling were either Vince McMahon or like a guy like, all my money comes from the Canadian Stock Exchange because my dad was the guy who invented insider trading. Like it's
Yeah.
just like holy shit.
Well, that's
You
the
know,
interesting
Ponzi
thing.
schemes, they should have called that the Balzarian. All right, let's get to it, everybody. Time for jokes. Allegedly, supposedly, allegedly.
So this is the interesting thing about Billy Corgan that I think is fun is that like year 2000 rolls around and we're like, "Oh, who's this like relatable nerd who likes wrestling?" And then when he finally starts Resistance Pro Wrestling in 2011, wrestling's so full of nerds that he's like kind of a jock because
Yeah,
do you,
it's the
do
best.
you know Billy Corgan's his theory on professional wrestling? Like
No,
how it
he's-
should be booked.
Yeah, give it to me again. I remember this.
It's
I
sized
think.
down. So he does the old school NWA thing, which is
Yeah.
the biggest dudes are at the top of the card, and then you get smaller as you go lower to the card. So basically you like have great matches. You have like your intercontinental, secondary title match is really good, but it's in the middle of the card, and then you have two fucking just swole ass motherfuckers ripping it up in the main event.
They
And
are.
I don't think that's bad. I just think that like clearly this dude doesn't have the money. Like the whole idea behind indie wrestling is essentially Vince McMahon has all the money, so he's gonna get the swole daddies. So we have to make little bitty bitch boys.
You the
I
word
think.
swole. Who the fuck ruined my fucking life and taught you the word swole?
Me.
Name.
I taught it.
Ah,
I taught
it's
myself.
terrible.
I invented it, and then I
It's fucking awful. No, it's bad. I hate it and I hate you. You're not
Mm.
swole and you never will be.
It's because the only definition you have is when you're near a dictionary, buddy. I got fucking definition in the arm and the mind too. You got to work your mind and your arm. You trats.
You do
and
not work your
lats.
mind. You do not work your mind. You told me yesterday you got a migraine because you read a stop sign.
Oh, what? That's a sick joke.
Yeah, it was pretty good, right? I'm a professional
I think my
roast.
favorite one, it is from the Norm Macdonald roast, is hey, there's a sign on the door that says "Gentlemen." Just ignore that and go in anyway, John.
Oh, I know. It's fantastic. I also enjoy the retort of Norm, watching you do that was like watching Peter Fonda pick blueberries. And it was an On Golden Pond reference, a movie no one remembers. So Norm Macdonald classically responds with, well, who wouldn't want to pick blueberries with Peter Fonda?
And also during that whole thing, last thing about Norm, but was that he was reading the paper the whole time. He was just reading the paper, and anytime someone would insult him, he'd take the paper down and be like, well, "That was mean." Then go back to reading the paper. So he starts Resistance Pro, and
I
this
love
is
the
like,
idea of
here's what I like
Resistance Pro
about.
because it's
Go for it.
basically it was the beginning. It was the beginning. It was when indies were getting like were popping up and were really fun and cool. And like it's like the building up of ICW and Progress in the UK. It's the build up of like Ring of Honor. Like
PWG is selling out every single show, and they refuse any comps ever. So that's very important because like it literally does not matter who you are, you cannot get a comp ticket to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And they're selling DVDs and basically making a point. So what I'm saying is, even within LA, there's like a very, very strong
yeah,
independent wrestling
like
scene.
and like you have bar wrestling, all this sort of stuff. And then Billy Corgan basically just was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. I'll just do this. And it's very funny because basically in the time in 20, 30 years, it's gone from Rick Rubin had to get someone within the business and just pay them to do it to the where we are now, where Billy Corgan can just buy his way in, and now he's running the company. Dylan, by the way, is right now, for the listeners, texting Billy Corgan and letting him know
Oh, I'm
that he
looking
is
up
not welcome on as a guest.
Pro
He's
Wrestling
not welcome.
Guerrilla, and this is the other thing is, effectively, what Billy Corgan fell in love with wrestling was he was born and raised in Chicago, which is a great place for professional
Yes, it would
wrestling.
have been
'Cause you got
AW, and it would
WWE.
have been and AWA,
Yeah.
and also you would have gotten all the stuff from Indiana, and he's also of the age where he would have still gotten like peak
He's a
NWA
territory guy.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing also with Rick Rubin is they're all territory guys. And by the way, I am a nerd from the herd, and so I have been really enjoying that Kayfabe Commentaries is just putting up their shoot interviews on YouTube. They currently have the guest booker from Gary Hart up, and how he explains booking and how you do it, you're just like, oh, that is why you guys could fill a stadium, is because it was very much dancing made to look like a snuff film, and everything was presented like, how do you work this angle? Well, the Road Warriors are going to come in, they're going to break Michael Hayes' spine for real on television. Fritz von Erich is then going to be murdered. They will lose to the Von Erichs in 6 weeks, and they'll head back to Georgia. And you're just like, wait, what? And he's like, that's how you book a wrestling territory. You fucking kill people. And you're like, oh, man.
But that's
crazy.
something that wrestling is missing and always has missed.
Exactly.
Sorry, has missed since the territory days is you can't, and Raven said this in like a guest booker thing. It was like, you can't kill people anymore. You can't just be like, MJF's dead, he's not here anymore. Like,
that's the thing. And I also don't understand why you can't, at this point, with AEW and WWE and
the amount of people that both those companies have, they could totally just be like, insert guy here broke Edge's neck, and then you can just Edge's a year off, like, or 6 months, because it's like, and then that cures so many problems that wrestling has with pills and like injuries and shit.
Kenny Omega right now is the best thing they could ever do. That it's literally just going, I want to know when he comes back. I'm not really following the AEW product, but it's like, I like that run as a champion, but he's gone because guess what? He needed to go. Enough. And it was
100%.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. And so Resistance Pro lasts for 3 years. John, you don't want to talk about the NWA? This is the thing. All I want to talk about the NWA is...
all I want to do is talk about the... I want to just do... We're going to do this half, and then the next half is all NWA, because all I want to talk about is the NWA.
So this is the weird thing about Billy Corgan, is that I understand this in a lot of ways, because the Smashing Companies get back together in 2005. He basically is like, oh, we just like tour for the same people that bought that album in the first place forever now. I'm going to like do this wrestling thing since I'm like, I can do that forever, and I'm just going to have to sing 1979 until the day I die. So he does a really smart thing, which is, it's so weird because I thought Billy Corgan would be such a like great mind in wrestling. But anyway, some things don't transfer, I suppose.
No, I don't think. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. 3 years. Resistance Pro Wrestling is around. And then he basically takes that experience, because that was the whole reason he didn't want to get involved in ECW, takes that experience and tries to apply it to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, or as we call it, Dixie Carter, Paul Heyman with more finesse and less ideas.
Yeah, he basically spends a few years getting scammed out of anywhere between 1.5 and $3 million at the hand of
yeah, bitch. Fuck you. You fucking doubted the southern fucking slut? Fuck you. Don't fucking. Dixie Carter's dope.
Please welcome to the ring, the Southern Slut.
It's dope that Dixie Carter was Jim Ross's idea of who Deborah McMichael was in the Attitude. This Jezebel's taking all this money.
Oh my God,
she didn't get punched by the fucking coot.
Yeah. Let me tell you something I fear every day, King, is this woman gets a hold of some type of wrestling organization, and then I at some point have to talk to her dad in the golf cart. All right, back to you.
I'll tell you this, I want to fuck her. I want to fuck her.
Ooh,
I'd like to sniff her
I'm
cunt.
pretty sure that Excalibur's a girl, and I want him to take off more than his mask. Back to you, Tone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AEW Dynamite. The Dynamite's for all the fucking explosions that are happening in my belly because I had a lot of vodka with lunch. All right, someone's in the ring that I don't care for. Back to you, Arn Anderson.
It's great that now Jim Ross is Jerry Lawler, because like you can't just be like he comes from a time where it's just like, oh no, we've done it too much in wrestling, and you can't just be like, that girl's attractive, otherwise it like basically, you know, completely neutralizes what they're trying to do in the ring and takes away from what they're trying to do. And Jim Ross is like, what do you mean, can't I just sniff it?
Yeah,
can I smell it?
I've never heard a podcast get more done by a guy who's sad than JR's podcast during COVID. Him describing Christmas on that podcast about a year ago. I haven't listened to it since because he's just not putting up a tree, Conrad. Not acknowledging it. Not happening. And it was just like, good, just kill yourself, Jim. Jesus Christ.
He's been through some stuff, John.
I know he has, but it's just like, just don't be on a microphone. You're literally a million. Just go have sex with people. I don't know, Jim. Be happy. You don't seem happy doing what you're doing.
Sooner.
Yeah, like just go get blown during an Oklahoma game and don't be on television anymore. That I'll suck his dick. I will suck Jim Ross. If you were listening to this, anyone within the sound of my voice, please alert Jim Ross. You seem very sad. Do you want me, a straight man, the first penis that I ever suck, to be your penis? I will suck your penis.
You won't be good at it, so it's gonna last a long time.
A long time. You will feel so you'll feel like a fucking wolf alpha there, JR.
And he likes to teach people too, because he was in talent development. So when he teaches you to suck his dick, he'll get like, he'll nut, but I'll also be like, and I taught. That's a double nut.
You're sucking a butthole in me, and then
you're sucking a cum hole in me and shitting it dry. Sorry, after I nut a shit. Ooh.
Shitting it dry sounds horrendous.
Fuck. Anyway, John, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna
shit some pussies dry, bro.
Yeah, buddy. And then we're gonna talk about the thing we talked about last week, but different way.
No, we're not. We're just talking about the NWA.
All right.
Yeah, we talked about the Billy Corgan, Dixie Carter thing last week. Coming up next, Dave Lagana being a real creep.
The National Wimp Alliance.
Whoa, Dylan's gone all right again. Make the wrestler review great again. Doesn't that right, Dylan? Don't you have that tattooed on you? Tattoo me.
After the break. We're back. The break was 19 years long. John went to the woods. He killed a goat. He was like, why is there a goat in the woods?
Than that. Fucked and killed the goat. But what order? What we'll be guessing here on the rest. I don't know.
You know what the greatest tragedy of the pandemic was, John? It's not the millions dead. It's not the fact that inflation is scary high or that we're facing down World War III. It's that, God damn it.
World War III, you fucking Putin apologist.
Sorry, World War Freedom.
There we go.
It's that I thought the NWA was on a real roll there for a second.
I
They
completely
kept
agree with
taking
you.
away.
The XFL and the NWA were the true tragedies
There's
of
the only two.
only two.
Only two.
Well, that and of course the Trump presidency.
That was a
Uh,
stealing, though. That was stolen.
Yeah, I believe the big lie. I completely
Big
agree.
truth.
Oh,
Sorry, go for it.
That's what I call my dick. Are you ready to
That's
see
good.
some big truth?
I call
What's
it
a big
our
truth
truth
about? Yeah. Why? Because your cock still smokes?
because it's what's up. You can use that. Continue.
The NWA was absolutely on a real roll. It was so fun watching studio wrestling again. It felt like so new, but it was like so retro. All of the like every episode was just like, this guy yelled at this guy last week, but they're not here. This guy is, and you're just like, cool. And then like Robert Morton and Ricky Gibson are still fucking there, whatever the fuck their stupid names are with their fucking
I think you got them mixed up, but yes.
I did, and it was great. Like it's just
But
one
it
of those,
was
like,
fucking stupid. Like some of the shit they were doing was fucking stupid. Like the Rock and Roll Express still winning matches when they're like
loved it.
completely immobile. Eddie Kingston now, of course, is like in that upper mid card. This is probably too parallel considering how their characters
Eddie
are
Kingston
presented.
is the Jake Roberts of AEW right
Jake
now.
Roberts, New Jack, doesn't need a title, can lose every single match, but you'll always believe his promos because he's the working man. God damn it!
Because Eddie Kingston's come up with the best gimmick ever, which is angry guy who just is near where you park your car when you're going to work. That's what Eddie Kingston is.
Yeah, and also like
Guy who seems very frustrated in a Starbucks, but a wrestler, Eddie Kingston, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
like
Jim Cornette came up.
Newly divorced dad. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Jim Cornette said Jimmy Valiant is Eddie Kingston as well. Crowd's really behind him. You could never put the title on him. Or you could, but it'd be like a day. It'd be like a Mick Foley reign where it's like, we can't actually have this guy on a fucking talk show because everyone who just watches this for the first time be like, who the fuck?
Why is a guy who loads luggage on an airplane wearing a gold belt and talking about fists? Like
he wears a tank top to hide the LBs and his arms are still like, why is his arm all wrist?
Yeah, why is it I only think he can win if the match is he's got a weapon, the other people do not have a weapon?
It's just one of those where the other guy's banned from trying. Anyway,
basically, do you know what Eddie Kingston is? Eddie Kingston is without the ego Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho is actually, in my mind, always going to be is probably the best upper mid card performer wrestling has ever fucking seen.
Yep.
But Jericho doesn't think he's Jake the Snake Roberts. Jericho thinks he's Ric Flair, and he's fucking wrong. Like Dylan, I like singing Judas as much as the next gal. I don't give a fuck about Chris Jericho,
dude,
and
his last promo was very good. I'm sure
in the pink shirt with the whole thing where they're praising him and all that. Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I liked the part where they were like, these guys are gonna go
okay,
by their real names now. Daddy Magic. Like they just gave him WWE developmental names because they are sports entertainers. And oddly, it's kind of a version of what we already talked about, which was Steve Corino redid the Mick Foley old school gimmick. Why do you guys use weapons? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. He's keeping it old school, Steve Corino. And he was, again, the best part of ECW. Again, Steve Corino, of course, a very much part of. Is he in the NWA now? If not, he should be. As a
he's a trainer for NXT. I think he's one of the last ones left.
Wild. But it's one of those things where the NWA
Steve Corino would be fun to do because go for it.
He would be fun to do. Let's add him to the list. NWA pre-COVID was on such a roll because it was all these guys. Because AEW at that point was not living up to expectations. AEW was very much like,
Dark Order's on top. They're waiting for the NXT. The great NXT call has not happened yet. And the other thing is that like AEW kind of takes a lot of the best performers from the NWA. Like they took Eddie Kingston. They take Ricky Starks. Of course,
they took our friend Cole Cabana.
They did. They took Cole Cabana, who was like a national champion. Yeah. So they take Cabana, Starks, Kingston. Who else did they lose during the pandemic? They lose Eli Drake. They lose James Storm. They lose Marty Bell.
When do they lose Cornette? And they lose Cornette right before COVID.
They don't lose Cornette. Cornette tells a 68-year-old joke
Yeah, they no, they don't lose. Yeah, they lose Cornette because Cornette did a Cornette and Cornetted all over the Cornette. Like Cornette just did
Yeah,
what he's gonna
but
do.
it was also very, very important that they have Jim Cornette there because A, he's a very good color commentator, and B, he's
He makes
part
it
of
seem
that lineage, right? And that's what the NWA could fucking now lost, and then weirdly Cody Rhodes was kind of like a part of that lineage. Now AEW picks up that ball.
Yeah,
Because
and what's interesting is, well, we still don't know where Cody's going. Maybe Cody is going to the NWA.
I hope so,
No, he is
because
not.
I really do hope so. I hope that somehow like
I think that would be the most amazing thing, and Billy Corgan probably doesn't have AEW money, but he could just go, do you want 10% of this company? That would actually
dude, it'd have to be 50-50 or something. Like, because I mean, I don't know Cody Rhodes or anything, but like Cody, the high point during, and this was one of the smart things that Billy Corgan did, was they had the NWA title match on All In, and Cody won the NWA title. They did a whole storyline where it's like, my dad held this title. It means a lot to me. He beats Nick Aldis. They do a return match, of course. He loses to Nick Aldis. And Nick Aldis, when you look at wrestling and you looked at the champions at the time, Nick Aldis is like, yeah, of course he's a champion. He's a fucking dude who looks lit in a suit.
That's the thing.
On your bitch.
It's also, he looks like Conor McGregor. It's a Conor McGregor style character. What I never understood is, and this is, I think, the failing of the NWA, and I think the failing of Billy Corgan, in that Billy Corgan, I think, is a bit old school, and I think trust the wrestlers. They need to have
old school, yes.
Need someone to come in and go, Nick Aldis, you are Conor McGregor. You need to start saying wild shit. Do it in your way, but like, this is the thing, is the NWA still sticks a little too much to the, like, we're doing studio wrestling. It's like, no, you're doing wrestling, you're in a studio, but you still have all the modern tricks to work with. Let's fucking go, baby. And it's also that thing of, you're the NWA. You are the gold standard. You can create that ECW mythos around you by being like, without us, there is no wrestling. Like, support us. You know what I mean? Like, you can astroturf a little bit of that movement. And I think Billy Corgan's really, really weirdly kind of fucked off with how AEW's kind of unseated him as the WCW avatar, even though that was always going to happen. Nick Khan has way more money. Tony Khan. Nick Khan is the WWE guy. WWE. Yeah. Why they did that is so confusing, and so, like, I think makes sense, because it's like, does part of you think Vince thought he was hiring someone who is Tony Khan's brother, and he was just like,
it's everything Vince has ever wanted. He's a fucking dude with a bunch of connections in Mollywood that's gonna fucking get a bunch of mainstream attention.
Did you say Mollywood?
Of course I did. Because when I'm there, I'll be popping Molly.
I'll put this in your fucking mouth.
I'm popping Molly, and then I'm popping up Molly's kun.
How do you feel, Dylan? How do you feel if I quickly push this into your face? Like, I really
not scared at all. The dyspraxia really is showing in that movement.
Quick.
Speed. Quick. It's like that thing where, like, every guy, I've always thought this, where it's like, if I was this is going to start off weird, but it'll probably finish weird too. If I was in charge of a women's self-defense class, I'd be like, first things first, everyone needs to practice cognitive dissonance. I will give you an example, and then I would bring out a 5'5" guy, and I'd be like, who won in a fight, you or prime Muhammad Ali? And that 5'5" guy would probably be like, well, Muhammad Ali never felt this fucking shit. And I was like, exactly. This guy legitimately believes he is not a target. He is. Like, just the cognitive dissonance of a man, where every man thinks that, like, yeah, I mean, probably Mike Tyson beats me up, but, like, on a good day, Mike's catching it.
I truly believe if we want to improve society, you need to have a day where you just need to know that at some point, if you haven't been punched in the face because of your behavior one time,
what if your behavior is just nice?
You will. It's not. So you've done something for being punched in the face.
Okay.
The amount of people, and you're thinking of them, Dylan, who haven't been punched in the face and then should, need to happen. Here's my list. Dylan got. End of list.
Why did we talk about this? This is classic fucking in the pocket wrestler review. We talked about all the good wrestlers that they lost, right? That the NWA lost access to. But we didn't talk about how, like, their head booker And one of the producers turned out to be huge old yummy. It doesn't matter if you say nose.
You didn't think that that wasn't going to be the next thing we were going to Dave Lagana, who no one gives the credit for creating the best wrestling podcast ever. Creative has nothing for you. Shock against shock. He's a real creepy fuck. It's like, yeah, of course he is. That guy.
I
is
just
the
kept
only person
pitching
in
that me and
wrestling-
Layla are alone in rooms.
I respond to every tweet I get. I am Dave Lagana. That's the thing I always remember about Dave Lagana. He's the only person I've ever seen on the internet where he replied to every tweet he ever got. Like that is what are you need to not
All day.
Yeah. Someone needs to know what I think. Someone needs to know what I think. Someone needs to know what I think. That's Dave Lagana right there. Helping. I will help. I will help you bleed. Dave Lagana.
He was also in charge of we should do another one on him too, because it's like he was also in charge of TNA when they fucking sucked.
Oh my god, were they
sucked?
He was also in charge of their weird expansion into India for some reason that was just so clearly like someone in India had money.
Well, it's a giant market, and the WWE tried the exact same thing.
That was like all the great Kali stuff was because that was, as it turned out, what they were actually doing was.
So that was not the Great Khali. That was Jinder Mahal. They made Jinder Mahal the champ because Jinder Mahal did his fucking job, and he fucking got so swole.
No, shut the fuck up about being swole.
Hopped the plane at LAX, and then I got swole and fucked your mom. Everybody was there. I fucked them too. I fucked everyone. I died in 20 minutes of a salad of STIs. I had a bunch of STIs. Not the D's.
Best songs I've ever heard of. Oh,
you get STIs from dropping the D. All right.
Yes.
Pussy. Anyway,
I hope some people please
pussy.
cut that and set that to music. Please set Dylan's new song. What was that song called, Dylan?
It was called Miley Cyrus Party in the USA version 1. The original lyrics.
Yeah, the fucking
complete with me going pussy.
Of course, yes, please. Anyone who makes that, anyone. I will PayPal you $10.
That's a reasonable amount of money. Anyway, Billy Corgan, he's like, listen,
I'm only doing that
now
once.
I've surrounded myself with addicts for my whole life, so everyone who doesn't do drugs or drink, and Marty Scurll's like, oh, I've never drank, except if you count fear of women. I
drank the tears of many people.
I'm like Jerry Lawler, but I'm gonna get caught.
Yeah, Marty Scurll. That was one where it was like, why did Marty Scurll not move up from Ring of Honor to AEW? And then that broke, and it was like, there we go. That's why.
Do you also think that
plain sight?
Do you also think that when he left the Elite, it was kind of like, hey, we're not gonna keep gambling that this is gonna, you know what I mean? Because like he was in that Cody, it was Cody, Bucks, Hangman, Marty. And Marty Scurll had like the strongest gimmick of any of those dudes.
Yeah, I think it was. I always more felt like it was they didn't know why, but he was just like, I'm good.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. But this is the other thing where it's like we talked about Pro Wrestling Guerrilla as well, with Joey Ryan being in the mix there. And Joey Ryan was in the NWA. You better believe it. It was just like this fucking.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a tossed salad of people who were going to leave because they were too talented. Because they were all mixed in there. What other words do you want me to use? Use another word.
Rim job. It was a real rim job.
It was a job. Tongued with rim, but they lose everybody.
I gotta say it. This is the first time in I think about 2 years that we've both been on point for an episode. Usually,
thank you.
One person's tired, one person brings it.
Well, it's because you know why? Because it's
usually one
coming up on 7 p.m. here, and it's 4 p.m. there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're operating at our peak maximum. I also done a lot of exercise, and I am officially. Dylan, are you ready? I'm now swole.
No, you're not.
We're double
You don't do enough. Low reps, high weight, eat a lot of eggs. That's what you got to do.
First of all, I only do legs. You know, I only do legs. I do not
good.
Body because of my various injuries.
Okay.
2, I don't do eggs, man. I'm keto.
How about
I
this? Why
only,
don't you do a bunch of those booty shaping workouts and just see
I
if
do
you
only
get like
those.
a dumper?
I do only booty shaking workouts, and much like Dylan, I only use moisturizers that also tan my skin.
Oh yeah, that was. So did I tell this story before?
Yes, but say it again. It's the best.
So I was fucking out of moisturizer for jacking off in the shower, and when I lived in England, and we had a Polish roommate, and I'm the scum of the earth, so I just used her self tanning moisturizer, but I did not realize it was self tanning until I was hooking up with a lady, and then she was like, "Why is your penis like that?" And then I said, spaghettios." She had a good
Truly,
laugh.
truly one of the best moments of my life.
But I'm not like a guy who doesn't seem like he'd do that, so it wasn't like get out of here. It was like if you got into the precipice with me, you've already accepted quite a few problems.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
Especially during that time.
No, you're being very hard on yourself. You literally, I think, made the lives of a few gals in that time period because you just treated them with respect and then bowed out gracefully.
Exactly. I didn't
So
push him into traffic like fucking Dave Lagana did. What was Dave Lagana's problem?
I think it was he kept pushing women into traffic. I think is what it was.
Dave Lagana. Let's end up on a list here. Dave Lagana. I swear
I
to
think.
God, I'm looking at the name and I'm still spelling it wrong.
Oh,
Dave, because you think it's not as you think there'd be a U in there, but it really is like an idiot came up with that last name. Lagaana. Lagana. It's like lasagna, but we're fucking idiots. Anyway.
yeah, it's like lasagna only, but it's not. Doesn't sound like you want to eat it.
It's like lasagna, but I'm crying.
Yeah, Dave Lagana has resigned from his position in the NWA effective immediately, and it was announced that there would be a temporary halt to production as there would be a restructuring of executive management positions pursuant to the allegations from Liz Savage. After being friends with Dave Lagana for 4 years, he sexually assaulted me. Oh, fuck. I moved to LA after 2 years of him asking me to come out. He told me I was a real friend to him as I had been there when he was at his lowest. He wanted to bring me out to LA for work. He was back and forth between ROH and TNA at the time. Yeah, I know. I moved my whole life across the country to find out his roommate, who he said was cool with it, had no idea I was coming. Luckily, that wasn't the bad situation. We got along fine. Dave completely ignored me or was on the road. No problem. I'm self-reliant, but LA is also way tougher than you would imagine. I shared a bed with Dave. Shared a bed with Dave, though.
That sounds bad. It is getting bad.
Yeah.
And then Dave did a bunch of bad stuff that you probably can infer. Dave's not a good guy.
I can keep reading this. I'll just let you know how it ends. Just pissed I didn't break his fucking arm. So basically, Dave Lagana's a fucking monstrous piece of shit. Just an absolute bag of assholes. And it makes sense why JBL thinks he's so cool. So then,
but yeah, Dave Lagana.
attention, John Bradshaw Layfield, you are the world's bitch. You're a little fucking bitch.
Get him.
And I would like you to come over to my house so I can slap you in your big stupid face. I know about the economy. That's you. That's you, JBL. You little penis fuck. I've heard.
What if it's really big though?
But it's very thin.
But I mean, that's the. I guarantee he was like, basically, Billy Corgan did what any businessman would do, which was who has the best resume out there right now that I can hire. He hired him, and it's wrestling, so they were all monsters, and he got fucked. Also, I do believe the pandemic was caused because the NWA debuted Scott Steiner as if he was gonna fucking be their champion, and then I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, and then he was like,
COVID just sprung to and was like, we can't let this happen.
Yeah, I need to manage my Shoney's. I can't be the NWA champion.
So that's it for Billy Corgan. Hopefully the NWA comes back. I mean, the wrestling at the Chase is pretty dope. That looks pretty dope. They had Ric Flair come out and basically was like, I like Vince McMahon and my daughter won't let me say what I really think. And then,
oh my God in heaven. Has Ric Flair post
well, he's like entering senility.
Oh boy. I think it broke his mind because it was like, I think what it was he had to reconcile with his actions, and it's like, oh, it was all Rick's fault. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, fuck.
There's no way. Like, there's no way that it's not all his. Like, I don't know. Anyway, the book on Ric Flair looked like it was about to be written, and then it just stopped for some reason because people just like him. And I guarantee Dave Lagana is just a guy who's unlikable. So it's like very interesting who pro wrestling picks and chooses who they.
We've said it before and we've said it again, and it very much has a popularity contest aspect to it, and that's very depressing.
It's
in
fucking depressing, man. Because of course,
vibrant way.
Of course, Dave Lagana should be exiled from any type of making money off of entertainment. But fucking Anyway, and all right. So what's the best thing about Billy Corgan wrestling wise, John?
That meeting he had with Paul Heyman at Deli. Yeah, like, I mean, is there a contest? That story rules.
I think that I had a lot of. I think the best thing about him was probably the NWA up until the pandemic, and I think the worst thing is that, like,
Plandemic.
Sorry, the pandemic. Thank you for correcting me.
Hey, no problem.
I think that that's probably the worst thing, but like, I mean, I think the worst thing for me is just the expectations I had attached to this guy, and I was like, okay, dope. This guy has money. He'll basically like.
So what it was we all thought Smashing Pumpkin, him being good at singing songs meant he could be good at writing wrestling, and it's just he's good at having a bunch of money. As it turns out, it's like, oh, in a competition of people who know who their strengths are, Rick Rubin beats Billy Corgan because Rick Rubin's like, I want to see wrestling like this. Jim Cornette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, if you just had Jim Cornette book the NWA and then one of us just report to someone, like if we were just a middleman, I think the NWA would be great. Jim Cornette books the entire show and then we go, no, not that character, Jim, and then that would be fine.
That's exactly it. That's exactly how they should have done it. It should have been like,
and then you fucking make the women pay double because you can't watch men's wrestling. They gotta fucking try and suck their dicks. They're all fucking okay, Jim.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna fucking do is I'm gonna fucking I'm tired.
How quickly do you think you could get Jim Cornette so angry that he stands on the chair he was sitting on to yell at you? I mean, realistically, 30 minutes for me.
Oh no, you are underselling yourself.
30 minutes. I wanted to be realistic.
Okay,
5 minutes.
Here's my question: is it you and me working together, or are we going in separately?
If we worked together, it would be 48 seconds because we'd just be like, hey, man, you know who's good? That Orange Cassidy. And I'd be like, yeah, plus trans people are people. And then he'd just hop on the chair.
Most of the 45 seconds would be me trying to find him a chair. I would say
my Mount Rushmore, Orange Cassidy, Nyla Rose, Sunny Kiss on the chair.
Here's the one thing I don't like: tag teams from the 80s.
Midnight Express. Oh, you mean you're named after that stupid fucking movie?
Yeah.
On the chair.
Yeah. Oh my God. Midnight Express. I never heard of them. Oh, Stan Lane. Oh yeah, he was a great commentator in '94. Like literally, is naked, jacking off at me.
How do you make it? How do you make it poison? How do you make it poison?
You're my wife. You're my wife. You're my wife's vagina.
If you make me angry enough, I can turn it into poison. I took a class. Anyway,
Bill Watts turned me on to a doctor that wired up a mucus duct in my fucking man cunt, which is what I call a penis.
Man cunt is good.
If I'm angry enough, it will shoot mucus out of my cock. Now it does sting, but that doesn't matter because I got a man cunt.
Okay. Next week, we're gonna do Conrad Thompson.
I think that's a good idea.
I like doing wrestling adjacent people so that we can take a break from watching like hour-long matches.
Yeah. Oh, great. Good. All right. We'll see you here next week for Conrad Thompson.
Conrad Thompson. That's right. The Snaking in Its Own Tail. A podcast about a podcaster. Let's fucking kill ourselves, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. I've just eaten my own ass.
No,
Bye-bye.
No. The Joe Rogan Experience. That's a real podcast. Everyone look it up. Get Wrestler Review at Wrestler Review, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that place. Thank you so much for giving us Patreon. I thought about this the other day, but For a short time, I was a caretaker with the Toronto School Board, and because of you guys, I got to quit that. So thanks so much for your patronage, and we'll have some extra episodes up really soon for you guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.